brink of the city council passing this COPA bill. That's gonna, so what does this mean? Does that mean that if I'm living in a three-family house and I want to sell the building, that my sister can't even buy that building for me because some local organization has dibs on it? Like they get to decide whether they want to buy it first, to the point where an uncle can't sell a nephew or a niece, or a father can't sell a son his house. And who designates these community organizations? And who are these community organizations? Are they non-profits funded by the city, funded by the state with grants? So when they go to buy a house, in essence, they're using taxpayer dollars to buy the taxpayer's house. So it's like the taxpayer giving the house to the state or giving his house to this organization. Who gets to decide who lives there? Who gets to decide what happens to that three-family house when a local community organization takes over that building? So what's next? When I go to marry my daughter, does somebody have dibs on my daughter? Right? How much control does the government want over our freedom? It's my house, I pay for it. I pay for it with money that I already pay taxes on. So, in essence, now you're telling me what I can and cannot do with my real property. So, do I really own my house? Is it really mine? Or does it belong to the government already? So it's just ridiculous. I'm going to stop.
Okay. So if they pass today, so what can you on the state level, legislation level?
This is going to require state approval because it calls for changes in the New York State real estate law. Listen to that, New York State real estate law. Our real estate laws are governed by New York State. The city can't just say, "Oh no, we're going to change that law." So, yeah, we're going to have to fight them from Albany. We're going to have to stop the legislation to approve this. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard because we have a lot of far lefties. This is a pure leftist, socialist, communist agenda, and I'm going to fight it as hard as I can for the constituents of my district, Brooklyn, New York City, and New York State.
Thank you.
Tell us why I know you probably just already said this, tell us who you are and why you're against this bill and what does it mean for New York if it passes?
So, my name is Senator Steve Chan. I represent several 100,000 people in the District 17 of South Brooklyn. Where we are a community of homeowners, we all work hard towards our American dream. We work hard, we buy our houses, we're raising a family. Now all of a sudden, you're going to tell me that my aunt who's living in a three-family house, when she wants to sell that property, that somebody else has dibs on it. Is that the same thing as like prehistoric times in medieval England when somebody's trying to marry off their daughter, some nobleman has dibs on that woman? Is that the same thing? Yes, it absolutely is the same thing. It's draconian, it's communism, it's socialism. Now, they said when I go to sell my three-family house, a local community organization or a non-profit or the city of New York has dibs on that house. Who gets to decide what community organization has dibs on your house? Who are these? Can I start a Steve Chan nonprofit and get funded by the city council, get funded by the state, some kind of grant, right? A Cressy grant coming into my organization, and then I'm going to have dibs on all these three-family houses. Who gets to decide?
Some of the nonprofits have hundreds of Class C violations that are on the list from HPD to be eligible once COPA passes. What do you say about those nonprofits that have tons of violations?
So that's what I was saying. Who gets to decide what organization gets dibs on these houses? Who? Right? So and who gets to decide what happens to that property once they take possession of it? Where does it go? So right here, folks, I can already see it. We're looking at the next generation of rent control in disguise. And I'll tell you why. So let's say a local organization buys this three-family house. He said, oh, you know what? Let's do the communist thing. Let's do the socialist thing. Let's charge everybody $500 to live in this apartment. 6 apartments, let's say. And it's going to stay at $500 forever for 3-4 generations. That's the rent control of the future in disguise, ladies and gentlemen.
Is there any form of COPA that would appeal to you that with changes would you accept?
Absolutely not. It is called New York State real estate law. It is called freedom. It is called, it's mine. They call it real property. So if they control this, right? If they tell me who can and cannot buy my property, is it real? Is it really mine? Is it really my property? That's not real property.
What about small businesses? Do you think that they might be on the list after real property?
Sure. You know who else is going to be on the list? My daughter, my son, right? I don't have a son, right? So when I go to marry my daughter, does somebody have dibs on my daughter? How ridiculous does that sound? I'm very mad. My constituents are very, very mad. I'm getting dozens of phone calls a day. This is crazy.
Tell me the ethnic makeup, the demographics of your district. Who lives there?
My district is a district full of immigrants, whether it's legal or undocumented. I love everybody. We have about half Asians. We have the Italian community with us, a new Eastern European community who spent many, many decades being repressed by socialists and communists, and they don't want this. Everybody's doing the same thing in my community. They're working hard. They're building the American dream. They're raising a family. They don't want any of this crap.
And when immigrants come here, did they tell you that they want exactly what they had at home, that they ran away from, that they want to come here for this?
No, they came here for their definition of the American dream, which is, I'm an immigrant too. I came here when I was 11. My family never took a handout, never complained. I went to work at a young age. I worked in the sweatshops, I don't mind saying. Potato chip factories, plastic factories, sweatshops, I did it, and you know what? I'm very proud of it, and you're never going to hear me tell any kind of sad, sobbing stories about, oh, I came here with nothing but 2 suitcases. You know what? We all did, and we're all very proud in my district of who we are, our identity, and what we've built. And we're not going to let anybody take that away from us.
The new administration is going to take place in a few days. What do you have to say to the mayor and the new administration and some of the new council members that are coming in?
Be careful what you voted for, and be careful what you got suckered into. Be careful what you're doing. You could be starting something where people is going to reject over and over again.
Got it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me. What is COPA?
COPA is a bill that controls landlords on who they can and cannot sell their house to once it hits the market.
Who's pushing for that bill?
The city council.
Yeah, but it's a many city council. The bill starts with somebody.
Yeah, basically the progressives of the city council kind of collaboratively decided that hey, we should control the sale of real estate to try to this is a conspiracy to reclaim real estate, to take the ownership away from private citizens and give the government more ownership and more control of real property.
You're talking about DSA.
I'm talking about DSA.
DSA, okay. DSA. You might gonna get mad at me, but I'm gonna educate you. Maybe.
Are you gonna ask me questions or educate me? Because I have no time for education right now.
DSA means communism.
I know that.
Thank you. So, you okay?
Yeah, I burned myself.
Oh, be careful. Where are your gloves? You better give up a phone. Where are your gloves?
I can't get a glove on this hand, and this hand I can keep warm by putting it in my pocket.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Shanks.
Okay.
You see, I knew what I wanted to ask.